Hi, in this video we're going to talk about population parameters and notation. And then we'll do an example. Okay, so we've got a table here that lists all the things we're going to talk about. So for the rows, we have the type of variable. We have categorical in the first row and numerical in the second row. So we were just talking about that in the last video. And then, so let's do categorical first. So we have a categorical variable, and usually we will be looking at a yes/no variable, kind of like the booba and matching booba with the rounded shape. That was a yes/no categorical variable. And what we're measuring, our quantity of interest, is a proportion. Okay, so just like we saw, I think it was 0.72 in the class, 0.72 said booba was the rounded shape. And the notation that we use, so if we're talking about a population, then we use the letter P. That one was considered a sample statistic because it came from a survey. So that is P hat. So we're going to use, I'm going to write out P hat. Okay, so these both start with P. The parameter is what we want to know about a population, and I'll draw an example out in a second. And then the statistic is calculated from a sample. Okay, now if we have a numerical variable, then we're usually doing a mean or an average. Okay, and if we're talking about the population, the symbol is mu. It's this Greek letter. Sounds like a kitty cat. Mu. Greek letter mu. And then if we're talking about a sample and we're calculating a statistic from a sample, we call it X bar. So I'll write out X bar. I'll put quotes in all these because they're the pronunciations. Okay, so let's do an example to make this more concrete. So here we have an example. Suppose you want to estimate the percentage of videos on YouTube that are cat videos. It is impossible for you to watch all videos on YouTube, so use a random video picker to select 100 videos for you. You find that 2% of these videos are cat videos. Draw a picture to represent the population, sample, parameter, and statistic. Okay, so first think population. We said before that is the whole group we're studying. So it could be people. In this case, it's videos. Okay, so our population would really be, what are we interested in? We're interested in videos on YouTube, but it's really all of them, right? All videos on YouTube. So I'm going to draw a big circle for our population. All YouTube videos. Okay, and we can even draw some dots in there. Okay, those are all of our videos. Okay, let's go to sample next. So sample is a subset. It's a group that we study because we can't ask every single person or we can't watch every single video. So we've got a random picker to select 100 videos, and we'll talk about how it's a random video picker. So we'll talk about how to select things. So I'm going to say, we've got some subset and there's 100 videos in there. So this is our sample. 100 randomly selected videos. Okay, and now, so that's population and sample. Next is parameter. We said the parameter goes with the population. So I'm going to put it under here, population parameter. This is the thing we want to know. So it's the thing we're trying to determine. So it's related to the statistic in that it's the same quantity, but it's about, oh, sorry, I just realized this is below the frame. It's the same quantity we want to know or that we calculate for the sample, but it's for the population. So the parameter is the thing we want to know. So in this example, I would say it is what percentage of videos are cat videos. You want to estimate it's what we're estimating. You want to estimate the percentage of videos on YouTube that are cat videos. Percent of videos that are cat videos. I often do the parameter last. It seems to be the harder one. But if you do the statistic, then you can also translate the statistic to the parameter. So let me do statistic. It's nice that these both have S's and these both have P's because they go together. So the statistic, remember, is what we calculate from a sample. And so this says you find that 2% of these videos are cat videos. So that is our statistic. They've already calculated it for us. 2% of videos from the sample, or in the sample, are cat videos. Okay, so let's say we did parameter last. We did statistic first. 2% of the videos from the sample are cat videos. Then what we could do is just substitute, and we don't know the percentage. That's what we're trying to estimate. What percentage of videos in the whole population that are cat videos? Okay, so the parameter and the statistic are the same quantity, but one is applied or calculated from the sample, and the other is related to the population. Okay, now here we have kind of a similar example, or part, next part of the same example. Go ahead and try, if you want to try this yourself, you can pause the video and come back. Otherwise, we'll do it together. And some of these we've talked about, but it's still really good practice. Here's all the elements of the study. Percentage of all videos on YouTube that are cat videos. Okay, percentage of all, that's a quantity and it's related to the population. So that means that's the parameter. So that's a population parameter, number 4. 2%, now they could have been more specific, but I'm assuming they're talking about the 2% of the videos that are cat videos. That is the statistic. That's number 1. I'm going to cross them off when I'm done because otherwise it's kind of confusing. Okay, a video in your sample. Okay, we didn't list that before. A video in our sample. Okay, so that's in the sample. A video in our sample, that is a case or a subject. That's one of our cases. It's not the whole sample, even though, so it seems related, but it's going to be a case or a subject. Whether or not the video is a cat video. Okay, that's what we're measuring and we're recording about each video, right? So that's the piece of information we're recording. So that's the variable. Okay, all YouTube videos. Okay, so all YouTube videos, that was our whole population, right? Our whole population is number 2. And let's see if this checks out. The 100 videos, that is our sample, right? Okay, we got it. Number 5. Great. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in the next video.